I'm going to need that thing, okay? Okay, where's my phone? I don't know where my phone is. Oh, here it is. It's calling me. Kopano? Yes, this is her. From where? Debt? What debt? How much? Hey beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Kopano Shimange, and this is how I do things. The show where you send me your questions and I'll let you know how I would do things. Now, you can use this as advice. Use it, don't use it. It is your life. It is completely up to you. Now, if you want to send me your questions, then head over to Instagram and follow me at Kopano Shimange and look at this picture right here. Send me a reply and let me know what you want me to answer or look at, or what scenario you'd want to hear about. Now, in today's episode, all right, this is about Shelete because it's a Tuesday, and we're talking about money in relationships. How do you deal with finances as a union? Once he's put a ring on it, what does it mean for your money, honey? Now, when you get into a marriage, things may happen. We all come with our separate baggage. You may have certain debts, you may have certain assets, you may be earning income and all those other things, right? So there's different things that you need to consider when it comes to money. And I hope that by the time you get married, that you guys actually know what's going on with each other's debts, that there's no surprise that comes out of nowhere when it comes to your money. If you say you work there, I hope you work there by the time we get married. So let's just get that out of the way, that we understand where we work and that we are income earning people, right? We don't want to be hiding no monsters in the closets about, actually, I'm broke. Now, when it comes to marriage, money is a huge deal breaker. When you get into a marriage, it can be the thing that motivated you to get into the marriage, right? Or it could be the thing that motivates you to get out of the marriage. Money is a huge thing. Life costs money. So you want to make sure that you and your partner are on the same page when it comes to money, right? Imagine getting married and the next day you're just debt collectors. Where is your husband? We need your money. Nah. We're taking your house, and you're just like, oh my gosh, who did I marry, right? You don't, oh, can you imagine? You do not want that to happen to you once you get married. So here are a few things or a few tips that the way that I would handle money in a relationship so that we can keep the peace and so we can keep ourselves together, you know? Number one, we need to have the same money vision. When we picture our lives, where are we living? A house on the hills? A castle with a moat? Whatever it is, you guys need to have the same vision and the goals for your money. Now, life costs money, like we know. So what is it that you want? If you guys want a helicopter, if you guys want to have a driver, if you guys want to have a house in Champagne and you also want a house in Franschhoek, then you guys need to talk about it and be real about how much that life is going to cost, so that you guys can have the same plan and that you're working towards it together. Whatever your money decisions are in the future, 5-year plans when it comes to money, 10-year plans when it comes to money, your retirement plans when it comes to money, whatever vision you have for the future, how much does it cost, and can we get on the same page about it? Now imagine if you guys don't have the same money vision, right? So imagine if, okay, I'm trying to work towards us having a helicopter and us having a 5-bedroom house. All right, and right now we live in a 1-bedroom house. You need to understand that, okay, fine, how are we gonna get there? Now, what do I mean by the same money vision, right? So right now you guys are living in a bachelor pad, the two of you, and you want to work towards getting a 5-bedroom house. Are you guys going to keep upgrading from 1 bedroom to 2 bedroom to 3 bedroom to 4 to 5? Or are you just going to stay in the 1 bedroom until you can afford the 5-bedroom house? Those are two completely different journeys, right? If the one person wants to keep upgrading, it means that you're spending and getting more debt and getting more debt and getting more debt. Are you going to make those decisions together? Or are you going to be saving? Are you going to focus on investing and saving and multiplying the money that you have until you afford the thing that's coming? Do you understand what I mean here? You can't be saying that, okay, fine, we are always going to be upgrading our cars when the other person is just like, no, let's keep it subtle. You need to have the same vision for your money. What is the vision moving forward, right? it can be. So this brings me to point number 2. You need to be aligned in your approach to money. So you have the same vision. We both know what we are working towards. We're working towards the house in Champagne and a house in Franschhoek and the helicopter shop. We agree on that. Now, how are we going to get there? All right. Are we going to save until we get there? Are we going to both be self-employed until we get there? Are we both going to get jobs until we get there? How are we going to spend or save our money to get to the point where we want to go? Now, yes, we are individuals. We are all different. I may be a spender money. I'll be like, yo, once a month, I'm spending. I may be like that. And my man may be like, every month we put away the money. Where's the money? Put away. Right. Different approaches, right? You want to get onto the same page. We are different personalities. So for example, my man may be a saver and investor, while I am Miss once a month, right? We can set aside a budget for my habits. Okay, so if you guys both have the same approach to your money, it means that there's some sort of common ground that you guys meet on. Even if you're going in 2 different directions in terms of I'm a saver and I'm a spender, you can come to a middle ground where we say, okay, we save X amount of money every month and we spend X amount of money every month. That way we come to some sort of common ground. But your approach, you guys need to both decide on something that you can both do and align on that. Because different approaches may lead to divorce. I mean it. My husband's been in this field of work for over 10 years and he has seen it happen. When one person wants to save and another one wants to save, it can literally lead to divorce. It is important that you guys are on the same path and you are aligned about the approach. So number 3 is honesty. Complete transparency. Oh, I'm about to tear up. This happens in relationships where now you get married and then all of a sudden the skeletons come out of the closet. That this person is just packed with debt, right? They're living their lives on debt. Now it's okay to get into a marriage if that is the honesty that you have with each other and you know about that. Debt happens, we make mistakes. To be honest with you, that's what happened in my relationship and in my marriage. We both entered into this marriage being completely transparent about what debts and what assets we made and had. Right at the beginning of our relationship, the way that the world worked is that we both came face to face with the type of money mistakes we both made. I made my biggest money mistake at the beginning of our relationship and I had to be completely transparent with my husband. It wasn't easy and it was embarrassing, but I told him and we learned to deal with it together. This was literally like 3 months into our relationship. This had to happen. And the same happened with him. He was completely transparent with whatever money situation he was in. And then because of that, we actually were able to help each other. So we've been on the same page from a money perspective from the beginning of our relationship. Now, if you're in a marriage and you're not on the same page in terms of money, it becomes a problem because you don't know if this person has got a huge hole of debt that they're trying to fill. And maybe you could help. So you need to be completely transparent about how much is coming in and how much is going out. This is how much I make every month and this is how much is going out every single month. This is very difficult for some couples, but trust me, if you want your marriage to last, if you don't want to get into those arguments, if you don't want to land where many people land when it comes to money divorce, then this is something you have to get out of the way very early in your marriage. Okay, so we have the same vision for our lives. We have the same approach to how we're going to get to that vision. And now we've laid our cards on the table. No matter how naked you feel, because now you've just told this person everything, you're not transparent. You don't have to be nervous about anything. When the money calls about the debt, you answer it, hello, yes, I owe this much money, because you guys have been honest about it, right? So now number 4 is that you guys need to come up with a plan on how you're going to handle the month to month. All right, so there's different ways that you can handle the month to month. The first option that you have is called the one pot approach. So what this means is that at the beginning of the month, you guys decide that your money is my money and my money is yours, and we are putting it into a pot. So you earn 30, I earn 30, put it together, we have 60 in total. And from that 60, you then pay the debts and all of the expenses that you guys have. The house, the car, the groceries, everything else comes from there. All right. The second approach is the separate pots approach, right? So you have your 30 and I have my 30. Now I have my debts, so I'm going to pay my debts from my 30, and you have your debts, you're going to pay your debts from your 30. Whatever we're left with, we're going to then split the expenses. So you pay the house, I'll pay the cars, or you buy groceries, I'll buy whatever else is needed in the house. You then split the expenses based on whoever has the amount of money to pay off the joint expenses from them. And then there is the hybrid approach, which is a combination of the two, where some of your money you guys put into one pot and the rest you guys have separately. So you may remain with your separate identities and your separate accounts, right? So this is the approach that my husband and I use, where at the beginning of the month we decide on how much or a percentage that we want to put into one pot. We put whatever percentage into that pot each, and then from that pot we pay our expenses, we pay our debts, whatever it is that we need to pay for. Whatever is left we keep in our separate accounts, and we can spend whatever way we want to. And my husband always says that, yo, I still need to have my money to buy you pearls if I want to. And that's a nice thing. I can buy whatever makeup I want to buy with my money, or I can save it and invest it, or I can keep it or put it into the pot. I can do whatever I want to do with whatever remains in my pot. So you guys can decide, are we going to do 100% same pot, or are we going to handle our money separately and decide who takes care of what? Or are we going to do a half and half, where we join certain amounts of our money so that we can manage our debts together and still have a little bit that we keep separately? It's all up to you how you guys want to approach the spending of your money on a month-to-month basis, but you can decide which one works for you. So the fifth and final thing that we do on a regular basis, and I think this will work a lot for many couples, is we meet and talk regularly about our money. Now, this is a thing where we have our spreadsheet of how much we're making and how much is going out, and we're honest about what's currently happening with our money. Our debts going down, our expenses being handled, what's been missed, what is going on. Couples who keep secrets from each other about money can build such terrible things. Things can happen where somebody's looking for money, you can find out about debts. These are holes that you cannot always fix. Don't keep things about money away from your person, because this is where the arguments start and this is where the marriage starts to break down. So on a monthly basis, more than a month, I think we do this a couple of times a week, we sit and we talk about our money. What do we talk about? We talk about how are we going to get richer? Are we getting richer? Every single month we want to see that the amount of money that we have is increasing. What are we doing to increase our money, right? This is all what has to do with wealth. How are we increasing our money? How are we getting richer? How are we building our wealth? Then number two, we then talk about how we're handling our money and what do we need to do to get richer. So the first thing is, are we getting richer? And then number two is, how are we going to do it? What do we need to invest in? Do we need to invest in anything? Do I need to help you with something? Do you need to help me with something? This is something that not all women are going to be happy hearing about this, but one income families actually make more money than families that have two separate incomes. Think about it. You guys spend 6 to 8 hours every single day doing separate things, trying to make money separately. But what if you were to combine that to try and make one stream of income together? Now, this doesn't mean starting a business together. This could mean that as a wife, I could help my husband make money. Or as the wife in the family, my husband could help me in whatever project I'm doing. Whatever's the lowest hanging fruit, whatever's the easiest way to increase the amount of money that we have, how can we help each other to do that? Is there something that my husband can do to help me increase my income? Because remember, this is our house. It's something that we do to build the house together, to build the family. This is not about thinking about two individuals and thinking about two separate things and thinking that, listen, this is one house, but we are completely separate. Remember that you're building the family. How can we build the family together? When we get married, we go from being this to being this. How can we make this stronger? How can we make this house stronger? And what that means sometimes, it means that me helping my husband to make more money helps the family, or my husband helping me to make more money helps the family. What takes the family forward? And that's an important thing. So if you guys want more tips about money and resources that could actually help you to budget together as a couple and to make more money as a couple, then click on the link in the description. I've created a resource page which has to do with money. How we're going to get honest about our money, what spreadsheet do we use about our money, and the most important one, which I love, is about our vision. How much does the helicopter actually cost? How much does the house in Champagne and the house in Franschhoek actually cost? We have our vision, our money vision, on this one page that we do together. And I've actually made that available for you guys. So click on the link in my description box and you guys can actually get that resource sheet. Now, I just want to say, we love talking about money. We love having the same vision. We love to fantasize about sipping champagne in Champagne in a house on a plot in Champagne. Can you think about that? I mean, darling, Champagne together, right? So whatever it is that you guys like to do with money, I hope that you're doing it together. Money is better when you spend it together, when you make it together, and then do it together, right? Make money, make your relationship and your marriage stronger. That's it that I have to give to you guys for today. I hope that this money conversation continues and perpetuates in your marriage. From me, I am Kopano Shimange, and this is how I do things.